But back to our sports coverage. Football analysts in Uganda want the new Cranes coach, Sebestien Desabre, to plug loopholes in the team and also come up with a new squad that can compete at the continental level. This follows an early exit by the Uganda Cranes from the CHAN competition. Hilary Ayesiga tells us more.
The new Cranes coach, Sebestien Desabre, is now evaluating his players. Uganda Cranes has not picked a point in the last 2 games. They lost to Zambia 3-1 and also to Namibia 1-0. Analysts say this is mainly due to defensive errors.
Desabre Sebestien hasn't had even a month with these players, and you want to get results from Morocco? It's quite difficult, considering his philosophy is different, and his predecessors had a different philosophy because his predecessors were defensive-minded. He's an attack-minded coach. Ordinarily, you're going to find that friction that will cost the team.
With 1 game remaining against Ivory Coast, the team is now fighting to finish 3rd in Group B. Football analysts are advising the new tactician to focus more on young talent. Ayesiga, CGTN, Kampala.
Right now, to talk about this further, I'm joined in studio by Godfred Akoto here in studio, Sub-Saharan Africa editor for the Business Insider and a sports analyst. Godfred, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mahia.
Just 1 week into the 5th edition of the CHAN tournament, how would you gauge it so far?
Well, I think it's not been as good as the previous one. Better facilities, an exotic location, the facilities that everybody wanted to see for an AFCON, not a CHAN. But I must say that general interest in the tournament has not been the best, also primarily because the CHAN's general interest at the start has gone down, and Morocco is suffering for it. Even if you look at the crowds for the home games that Morocco has played in, it has not been the best.
Indeed, even attendance-wise. But now, maybe halfway through, 1 week into it, maybe it's a good time for us to look back at the tournament. Who would you say at this point and going forward are some of the biggest beneficiaries of the tournament so far?
Well, at this point, I would say football agents are the biggest beneficiaries.
Of course.
You know, for a tournament that was set up to throw more light on domestic local stars, it's become a point where they just go pick the best of the crop and take them away. I'll give you a typical example. Ghana, before this tournament, had put in a team in camp for 6 weeks. By the time they played their final qualification game against Morocco, 12 of this team had departed. So it changes the focus of the team. It means they had to put out a second-rate team to play the final game. These are not primarily the best domestic players out there because there are just so many players going out there. And it always has an impact. And that is what I think we are seeing at the moment. So, yeah, domestic players getting a shine, but not necessarily the best domestic players because they just leave. The agents come there and pick them up on the cheap.
All right, so maybe a lot of movement we can expect in the summer transfer window.